Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope you are all doing well. I have got a couple more autumn videos coming up before my Halloween videos start this Saturday the 17th of September, and I cannot wait. In this video we are going Ombre Jesmonite, and this was kind of like a mistake, like an happy accident if you will, a bit of a Bob Ross. So yeah, I'm really happy with the results. We are doing some piped Jesmonite designs and I love them. I hope you do too. So I will be using these two trinket trays. You would have seen these 100 times on my channel before, and I think most of us who use resin or Jesmonite do own these moulds. They will be linked in my Amazon storefront. I'm also using some squeezy bottles, but this one in particular, super fine squeezy tip. That's going to be used to create my initial drawings, and then you can use a fat nibbed to fill in. Now your autumn colours, oh my... Code, so I'm going to be using Code, Red Oxide and Terracotta and a little bit of yellow to create those autumn colours. There's no other way to describe it. Those shades of browns, reddy browns, oranges, burnt umbers, those kind of autumn shades. So in this pot right now I have a little bit of Red Oxide, but I also have a little bit of Code. This is the last bit of Code that I've got and I'm so sad about it. Now some of you have tagged me on Insta and told me that you found this on Amazon. You can still buy Code on Amazon, but sadly don't ask me why. Jesmonite headquarters decided to discontinue one of the most popular colours. You can make your own. There is a recipe online, but who's got time? Not me. So here we are. You can actually use mica powders. If you don't have any Jesmonite colours whatsoever, you can use mica powders to create similar effects. I did a video earlier in the year using just mica powders in a similar piped design and they were beautiful. So mica powders will also do the job. I'll actually link that video here if you'd like to check it out. Now acorns. When anyone thinks of autumn, I guess autumn could potentially be different in every country, every continent. But for me, autumn is acorns, oak leaves, conkers and pine cones and all of the above. I thought I'd try some oak leaf designs. Now I did draw these out on paper first and I also drew out some acorns as well, just to wrap my head around how to draw them. So don't think I just came in and just drew some squiggly lines and decided that's going to be an oak leaf. I just googled images of pencil hand drawn oak leaves and acorns and I played around on a little piece of paper before I went in with my squeezy bottle. Now some questions I get usually when I do piped designs is, is that the proper ratio 1 to 2.5 Jesmonite? Yes it is. It is the proper 1 to 2.5 ratio in this bottle. All that means is you have to work fast. Now, I have sped this film up, but honestly, I do try to work as fast as I can because I can already feel it heating up in the bottle and setting. And what I do then is I take it into the bathroom and wash that bottle out thoroughly, because once that tip is clogged, that is it. It's game over for that bottle. So I do try to preserve as much as I can and wash immediately. These larger squeezy bottles have been used minimum 5-10 times. Like, they're so easy to wash out. If you're fast, you have to be fast. So I'm now using, I believe I'm using some terracotta pigment here to actually fill in some of the leaves and also create the acorn shapes. Hindsight is a wonderful thing. I probably could have done an acorn outline with the original colour and then filled it in with more of this terracotta, but I still think the colours work so beautifully together and they just scream cozy. Guys, I live in a post-war house. I don't even have a fireplace, but these scream cozy, log fire, blanket, autumn. And I am envious of anyone who has a roaring fire that they can snuggle up in front of. But hey ho, we dream through our art. I'm really loving these designs. I'm really loving the way they're coming out. So the acorns really differ in shape. When I see the acorns in my own woodlands, guys, I don't own woodlands. it is a public woodland and we take the dog for a walk over there. Check me out. The acorns we've got here are long, really long. And then when I see acorns in graphics or any kind of fabric design or on Google Images, they're really short and round. So yeah, they come in all different shapes and sizes. So just in case you're wondering why I've done really long acorns, that's why, because the ones in the woodlands, you know, near where we live, they're long. I don't know which ones I prefer, if I'm honest. I went and then and added some yellow into this colour that I'd already made up, and we have got this gorgeous mustard shade. I've still got some pigment left in this bottle, so this is when my heart started kind of racing. I just decided at this point, slap it all on, Claire, because it's curing. It's curing in the bottle. I could feel it getting hot. I could feel it getting harder to pipe. And also it's curing in the cup. I've poured yellow in to try and kind of make this burnt orange shade. And it's a beautiful shade. But this got messy because this is when, you know, your time is running out. This is the whole not negative, but it's the downside to piping with Jesmonite. We don't have long. We've got around 5 to 8 max minutes to play around with Jesmonite before it fully sets and fully cures, and you do not want it to cure in your bottle. Here I was trying to get to grips with where the outline was, where the piped outline was, because I felt like it was going everywhere at this point, but I knew I just had to get it on there, hope for the best. And I literally, like you can see here, I slapped it on with, you know, out of the piping bottle and using the paintbrush. I just went for it. I didn't know what to expect. I really didn't. I just knew I wanted to clean up the edges as much as possible before I pour the back layer. And once I'd done that, I was kind of happy. I was, like I said, trying to work out the outline of those leaves. And the thing is, if you go out over the outline, it will be seen in the final product. And this is what I was trying to avoid. The outline was very similar colour, so I was a little bit like, oh, has that gone out of the lines? Is it in the lines? What's it going to look like in the end? But you know what? It is handmade with love, not perfection, like we always say. And I decided to just not care, not give too much thought to it. I did try my best to tidy up as I went and just get rid of the pigment. So any pigment that I had left over, I really didn't want to waste it. So I decided to just get it in there, create patterns, create lines, create dots, put some dots in there that, you know, I mean, they could symbolize anything really. They could symbolize nuts or berries, anything at this time of year that you might see out and about. There's really no rules. There's no rhyme or reason as to why I did the patterns that I did. I just wanted to use up the Jesmonite. I didn't want to waste any. So that is the story as to how these patterns evolved, how they came to be. And yeah, a little bit of a cleanup with a few cotton buds just to make sure that the edges were still nice and neat, and I was happy. I did have quite a lot of this burnt orange, yellowy colour left over and felt guilty about it, so I just slapped it in there because I could, and I was allowed. I was loving them at this point. Now, sometimes when you merge two Jesmonite colours or more, they don't blend, guys. They do not blend like resin blends. They're a bit of a swine. They like to betray us. You do often get really neat edged lines when you pour two colours of Jesmonite next to each other. This is the one also downside of Jesmonite. It doesn't blend like resin. So I was worried that those leaves would have these really sharp edges and sharp coloured lines, but check this out. Check this ombre out. I was so happy. My initial thoughts were, wow, this ombre is gorgeous. Secondly, oh Claire, you went over the lines, girl. You went outside the lines when you were colouring in, but it's okay, handmade. Look at this ombre. How beautiful is this accidental ombre. Third thing I decided was I felt like this should have been outlined in a darker shade. What's happened is I've outlined in quite a light brown, and then I've gone darker on the insides, and I just feel like the impact wasn't as strong as it could have been. This one I love. It screams autumn. I can imagine, not this exact design, but I can imagine a design like this on like like curtains, you know, curtains and cushions. I absolutely love it. I love the way my acorns came out. They definitely look like acorns, but that ombre, oh my goodness me, head over heels in love. Even the dots, you know, they could be as significant or insignificant as you want them to be. I just love it. I think, how gorgeous would this look with gold? Gold outline. Oh, gold. Jesmonite is actually really hard to find. But a permanent gold marker around the outside of that leaf and the veins. Guys, check this out. I needed to do it. I had to do it. I wanted to try a black outline. So I actually tried this tray in the upcoming video on Wednesday because I was filming 2 videos at the same time. I had all of this black left over in the piping tube, and look at it. Absolutely gorgeous. Let me know which ones you like. I love the natural organic feel of the ones with the plain Jesmonite behind. There was no pigment added to that Jesmonite at all. So that is the natural Jesmonite in its natural state. But the black outline on these acorns, oh my goodness, did it pop. Oh, absolutely love them. Anyway, we have moved on. This is 24 hours later. It's time to seal. And I'm still asked regularly about what sealers I'm using. Guys, I still use the sealers that Elechem sent me. I do. I really like them. Big, fat, fluffy makeup brush does the job and leaves hardly any streaks at all. If you're really good, you can get away with no streaks. But yeah, I put quite a lot on. I saturate the trays and then I put them down and I leave them and I do not touch them again until maybe if you want to do a second coat, you can do that around half an hour later or to an hour later. But I tend to just coat once, you know, if I know that they're going to get wet, then I'll put 2 coats on. Let me know what you think about the acorns with the black outline. Wasn't really meant to be in this video, but I decided I've got the footage, I might as well insert it here. Really loving these, and you can kind of see there's an outline around the acorns and you can see there's an outline. This is the sweat lines. You know, when you leave Jesmonite in a mold for so long, it will start to sweat, and of course you have to allow your outside lines when you're piping into Jesmonite, and drawing into Jesmonite, you have to allow that to cure minimum 10-20 minutes before you add colour in on top. Otherwise it will blur, it will muddy. And what happens is, because that piped line has now been sitting in there for a solid 30 minutes to 40-50 minutes even, by the time you demold, you will get sweat lines. And I love this because it actually gives them definition, helps them pop a little bit more. But I am loving these autumn colours. Let me know which one's your favourites. Let me know if you prefer the organic, natural flow of not having this almost drawn in outline like the outer 2, or if you prefer the one in the middle where I've actually used that fine tipped black squeezy bottle to create this outline and actually give the acorn tops some dimples and some dotted detail. Because yeah, honestly, I kind of love them both. I love I think I think I prefer this one that we're looking at right now. I prefer these. I think they would benefit from something. A gold outline or a black outline, something. I do think the black outline adds and enhances, but I'm going to stop talking now because we're nearly 14 minutes in and it's getting ridiculous. I'm actually having a debate with myself in my craft room. There's not going to be an outcome, is there? So let's stop talking. I hope you've been inspired by this. Even though it was an accidental ombre, it's definitely something I want to try again and I cannot wait. I will see you all in the next video. Thank you all so much. I appreciate you massively. Bye.